Learning Zilin Nishmas Etta Ahuva by Yaakov Maseches Gitin Perik Daled Mishna Yomi Hamoicher Avde Legoy Lechutzarets Yatsa Ben Chayrin. If someone sells his Eved Kenani who was mechuyev in mitzvahs kiisha to a guy, so he's mafkia her min mitzvahs. So the halacha is Yatsa Ben Chayrin. The Gemara brings Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi that says that we knas him to be paid the Kenani back from the guy on Meya B'damav, and according to the second lashon, according 10 times the amount. The other way that it would be Yatsa Ben Chayrin is if he runs away from the guy, Rashi says. The reason why, if you're Meicher Avdil Chutzaretz is Yatsa Ben Chayrin, is because he was Maitzi, Rashi learns because he was left from Eretz Yisrael to Chutzaretz, that there's an issa to leave Eretz Yisrael to go to Chutzaretz. Taisus Rid says because you were mafkia him from the mitzvahs that are noyig in Eretz Yisrael. There's a Chsam Sefer that didn't check up now, but that says that every mitzvah that you do in Eretz Yisrael has more chashivas, and now you mafkia him from every mitzvah. Who do we knas? The moicher or the leikeach when it's moicher lechutzaretz? So the Gemara comes out that we knas the leikeach because mistaver hechadiki surah hasam kansinim. Wherever the isser is, that's who we knas. The Mishnah continues: Ein paydin es ashvin yosel kidei demeim imnei tikkun ha'olam. If a yid gets captured amongst the goyim, you're not allowed to spend more than the going rate to be paid them back. And the Gemara is the shaila: is it because duchka de tzibur that we don't want to put an oil on the tzibur, or is mishum deloy legarvo? So this way the shvuyim won't start charging crazy prices if they see we're willing to pay it. Rashi says the nafkamina is that if there's a rich relative that wants to go ahead and be paid him, so the only problem was duchka de tzibur, then we would be allowed him. But if the reason is the leili garva that we're afraid that they're going to charge more, then we won't let anyone pay more than the going value. Taisus asks a question that we do find that a person would have to pay more for his wife if his wife gets captured, and Taisus says that for yourself, avada, you're allowed to pay as much as you want, ba'ad nafshe. The ishta is kegufay. Taisus also says that we find that Rabbi Yeshua ben Chananya was Pyrek Atinik in the Agadata Gemara in Hanizakin about the Churban Abayis. Taisus says over there he was a muflik b'chachma, so it's mutter. If someone's a muflik b'chachma, you could pay more money. Or it was b'shas Churban Abayis, we don't say this gezer of a leila garva. The Mishnah continues, unfortunately, this is very negeya nowadays, although ask your local Orthodox rabbi if you're in the Israeli army, but you're not allowed to assist captives to run away from their people that capture them. Which we'll explain in a second, because it's takana the shvuyim. What's the chiluk between tikkun ha'olam and takana shvuyim? Tikkun ha'olam means that we're afraid that in the future they're going to lock up other captives so tight to make sure that they don't get released again. So therefore, for the shvuyin hasidin, we don't want to help people that are captured run away because they're going to put so much tsar on the future captives. And takana shvuyin that Rabbi Shimon Gamliel holds, he doesn't care about the future ones, but let's say there's a shavui now in captivity, they're going to put further restraints on that captive that's left there. And the nafkamina is if there's no one else there. Zok the Mishnah weiter, ein loichen sfarim tefillin mezuzah from nei goyim yoser k'dei demeim and tikkun ha'olam. If the goyim took sifrei Torah tefillin and mezuzahs, also you can't pay more than the price because of tikkun ha'olam over here, because we're afraid that they're going to charge more. The Gemara over here says Tana Rabbana malim b'demeim ad k'dei traffic, which Rashi explains a little about. You are allowed to be moisef al demeim because it's not so mukach, but it's just a lot that you're not allowed to pay more. Mishnah Zayin hamoitzi es ishtay mishum shemra lo yachzer. If someone divorces his wife because there was a rumor of znus that went out on her, the halacha is that he cannot take her back. Who then, if it's mishum neder, if he hears that she's making nedarim and because of that he divorces her, he's not allowed to be machzer. He can't change his mind after the divorce and remarry her. And even though she didn't get married to someone else, if she got married to someone else, then there's issa in the Torah machzer gurushasa. But over here you can't be machzer because of a takanas ha'olam. What's the problem? So in the Gemara's mevur, 2 reasons, and in the next shittus in the Mishnah we'll see some hold one reason and the other one holds the other reason. What are the 2 reasons? The first reason is because of kilkuloi, that we're talking about that he told her, I'm divorcing you only because of shema or because of an eder. So if it turns out that it's not true, so he's going to say, I never meant to divorce you. He's going to be moitze alaz on her. The second reason is because we're talking about that we don't want b'nai Yisrael to be prutzim ba'arayis u'b'nedarim. So in order to prevent them from making nidarim or being parrots to have a shemus nus in the first place, we made this takana that if your husband divorces you for one of these two reasons, he's not going to be able to take you back. And according to that, we tell her when he's divorcing her, we have to say, you should know it's mishum shemrani maitziacha, mishum neder maitziacha. The second shita in the Mishnah is Rabbi Yehuda. He says that the reason is because of shaloi tiyana b'nai Yisrael prutzim b'arayis and darim, like we just said, and therefore it's dafka neder sheyada boy rabim lo yachsa. Only if a lot of people know about it, shaloi yada boy rabim, then you could be machzir, because then there's not such a prutzas b'arayis, there's no such pritzusa. Meir says he holds that the reason is because of kolkula, that he's going to say I never meant to divorce you if I would have known. So he says, dafka if it's tzarech hakiris chachamim lo yachzer, but if it's ain't tzarech hakiris chachamim, then he could be machzer, because his time is that he's going to say, I didn't know a chacham could be mater. So it's dafka by tzarech hakiris chachamim that he can't be machzer. And Rabbi Eliezer holds exactly the opposite. They only answered tzarech hakiris chachamim, atu einay tzarech hakiris chachamim. He holds the real problem is where it's einay tzarech hakiris chachamim, because then he's going to say, if I would have known I could have been mefer, then I wouldn't have divorced you. But to say that I would have known that I would have gone to Chacham, the Gemara explains that Rabbi Eliezer holds that he wouldn't want his wife to have to go to Chacham because ein adam roitzit shetispatze ishta bebezdin. A person doesn't want that his wife should be mevuzah in bezdin. The next part of the Mishnah, the Gemara sticks in a chesuri mechsa and says that which we're talking about is only if she made a neder. But if he made a neder, then he could be machzer her. And on that, Amar Rabbi Yosef Yehuda is a ma'isa b'tzidim be'echad shamar lishta koinim in einam gersha that talking about that man made a neder v'tir l'chacham she'yachsiren. Over there you talk allowed to be machzer. And when the Mishnah says at the end, they tikkun ha'olam, it's two pshatim in the Gemara. Either it's the original tikkun ha'olam that we said the two reasons, either kulkuloi or because shaloi tiyah b'nai Yisrael prutzim barayis, or you have to be gairis. And in this case, where he made the neder is ein boy mishum tikkun ha'olam. There's no tikkun ha'olam in this case.